All right, everybody, welcome. Welcome to the Gateway of Hope half hour of encouragement. My name is Dacia Moore. I am the executive director of Gateway of Hope, and I'm so pleased to have Thelesa Moore, no relation, but yes, we're sisters. Thelesa Moore to talk today about the high toll of COVID-19 pandemic on working women. Now we know that all women work, okay? All women work, whether in the home or outside the home. But the pandemic has been particularly stressful for women who work outside of the home. Um, while women make up 47% of the US labor force, they were hit harder and account for 54% of job related losses. And that is a blow. And if you've ever been in that situation, you understand what many, many women are going through. And Thelesa, one of our volunteers at Gateway of Hope, has also traveled that road. So, Thelesa, thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Tell me or tell us a little bit about how has the pandemic affected your work life?
Well, it affected my work life because before the pandemic, I had a full-time job. Full-time job, I was actually working remotely from home. And then once the pandemic started, it went to a point to where the hours started being cut, and then the financial salary started being cut. And the company was doing their part in order to try to save jobs, but due to the nature of the field that I'm in the tourism hospitality industry, it was greatly affected, along with other restaurants and different sectors in that hospitality field. So going from full time to reduction in salary, and then to okay, you're going to be laid off for a couple months. Then it became to where the reality set in where no, you're not going back, and so that was very devastating. As with the pandemic going on, just the overall, well, what do I do now? Because you have your daily routine, your work routine, uninterrupted life, and now life is interrupted. So you have to get back out there, and just the mindset of it was just draining.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Just the stress of where do I go now? What do I do now? Um, you have to apply for a job, and you haven't done interviews in a long time. Just the stress, the uncertainty, having to apply for unemployment, going through that process was very tedious, and just trying to get things lined up to get some sense of normalcy back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was just daunting, just devastating, because you felt like, okay, uh, I got to make a decision. I need to apply for unemployment. I need to look for a job. I need to get interviews. And you're out there in this market to where you're competing with a lot of people now. So it's not just you, and you can go in and negotiate salaries, and, beginning to go from a full working job to being on unemployment. That's a big reduction in your household. And I know as a single person, it definitely affected my financial status. And so you have to cut back as much as you can and make the best decisions for your household. And what works for me may not work for someone else.
Mm-hmm.
But it was mentally draining. Like, sit down, what do I do? Where can I cut?
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. We hear these statistics, Felisa, but we don't really realize the impact that it has on one person, and I have been walking through this with you just, you know, because of our relationship and because you volunteered for Gateway of Hope. And I too have been unemployed many years ago. And it can be such a blow to your ego and can be so discouraging. So that's one reason why we are focusing in, for the next year on the life coaching program, because we really believe that life coaching support can help women who are going through a similar situation.
Mhm.
So, talk to us a little bit about the Gateway of Hope life coaching that you participated in, and how did that help you?
Oh, the life coaching program has been a great experience at Gateway because it's start off as a small class of women, business like minded women. And it started as just a sector of women getting together and with an outpour. And then the class continued on because we got so much out of it with the lessons and the relationships that was built during the class. The coach that was coaching us in the program gave us so much of her knowledge and experience, and other women bring their life experiences to the class. So it was very supported, especially during this time.
Hmm.
Because yes, I have my family, I have my church, I have other avenues, but this was different because I can come and just be able to just be myself and cry out and just talk, and where women can understand. It's something about when women come together in a group setting. It's like when women come together, you're able to pour out and just be you. And a
Hmm.
lot of times that they wasn't there just to give each other a solution. We was there just to talk about it and be a support. But
Hmm.
yes, but we do have the life coaching lessons that you can apply toward your life. We always have different topics and different things that we worked on. So we always had applications and life lessons that we can apply towards our
Hmm.
life.
Yeah.
So that was very helpful.
Well, one of the areas that we're really going to focus on in the life coaching program are employment skills, interviewing skills. It's a whole different world out there.
Mhm.
And then we're also going to talk about family relationships, because those are affected when a woman has an employment gap in her life. It can be discouraging, it can be depressing, and all of that rolls on to the family. The family experiences it as well. What was helpful to you during this time, and what advice would you give to a woman who might be in that situation right now, who's watching this video?
Oh, I would definitely reach out for help. You definitely don't want to go through this alone. And it's okay to reach out for help to say, I'm struggling mentally. This is hard for me. I don't understand what I'm going through. Yes, I've been through job losses and job things before, but this pandemic was totally different. And it was different because before you can just go out and get a job just like that. Now you interview, you search, you go through the processes, and it's just tedious. You're competing with millions of people.
Mm.
Because if you look on some of the job websites, it'll tell you like how many people has applied for the job. And even like one particular job, I saw over 500 people had applied for the job.
Mm.
So it's not just you're looking at many people. And so I would encourage every woman to come get help. You don't know where to start, just come get support because it can help you get through this challenging times.
You know what, Thelesa? I imagine that when you see 500 people applying for the job that you want, that can be really uh, hard to take, because it's like, how can I compete with all of these other people? And that's the part of coaching that we want to help women with, is to really um, embrace who you are, what God-given skills and talents you have, and not worry so much about other people, but really stand in your power and figure out how to mentally cope with that. How did you mentally cope with that?
Well, till you look at how many people's applying for the job, the first thing you start thinking like, oh, then your weakness start to kick in. Oh, I
Uh,
don't have this, or I don't have that, or I should have done this. But then you have to focus on your strengths. What am I bringing to the company? What am I bringing to the table? This is my life experiences that I'm bringing. You definitely can't give up and stop, because you definitely won't find employment if you just give up.
Yeah.
So you have to keep applying no matter what odds are stacked against you, and just keep telling yourself, I have the favor of God. You just have to keep trying, keep applying. Yes, you may have to cry a little bit, take a little break, but you have to come back and stay in the game.
Yeah, yeah, and that's why these support groups that we're doing at Gateway of Hope are so important, because not everybody has a supportive family. I know you do, but everybody doesn't. And it can be so discouraging and so lonely to go through that path by yourself. So we really are wanting to reach out to more and more women uh, through our life coaching program to help them find that inner strength to carry on, because like you just said, if you stop, then you're certainly not going to get a job.
Right. Yeah. And I'm thankful for having Gateway as a seed in my life, because this has certainly helped me during the pandemic and even prior to the pandemic.
Hmm.
Just all the classes and things that Gateway offers.
What was one of the activities that you did in the life coaching group that you want to share with us?
Well, one activity that we did was we wrote a letter to ourselves at the end of last year, and the letter was addressed for what the goals that we was going to meet by 2020. And so we were planning this letter as if we had already met these goals. And along the way, things that we put in our letter, some of the goals we met, some of them we didn't meet. But you're more apt to reach the goals when you write the letter to yourself as if, okay, by this year, by the end of the year, I'm going to be and accomplish this, this, this. Now, when I wrote that letter last year, the pandemic was not in my letter. Yeah, yeah, it was not in my letter.
Yeah, yeah, we didn't know about the pandemic last year this
Yeah.
time.
And so we had to, change some goals around and change some things around and say, okay, well, maybe this stopped, but then keep focusing on what you have written to yourself already, to know, okay, well, maybe it didn't happen by January or February or March. We're going to get back on track and just start the rest of the year. So yeah, the letter was very powerful, and we shared those during class.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the kind of activity that we do in the life coaching class. We're going to be having several classes that are going to be offered in the spring and throughout the year. So we invite you to go to our website, gwhope.org. And go to the events page and take a look at the schedule. We invite you to support the life coaching group, because the women who are going to be part of this group are either unemployed or underemployed. They don't have a lot of money. And it is a true ministry to be able to provide a free or reduced opportunity for them to participate in a Christ-centered, life-giving, supportive, and encouraging situation from the comfort of their own homes. This will be via Zoom, and it'll be once a week for about 3 weeks. Then we'll take a break, and then we'll come back around to give the women an opportunity to let all that information soak in. So we're just really thrilled, Thelesa, to be offering this. And I think you were one of our inspirations for doing this, because I saw what you were going through and we were able to stay connected. And I know you spoke and reached out to our life coach, and you all have stayed connected. And that was a real inspiration to say, you know what, with these stats, Gateway of Hope can be part of the solution. There is something that we can do to help women who are in this crisis. Financial crisis, emotional crisis, relational crisis. I mean, it just filters to every aspect of our lives. So thank you for being our inspiration. Are there any final words that you want to share with the folks who might be watching this video?
It is one of the things that was shared with us during the life coach class. We got some little gifts during class, and so one of the gifts that I received was a bag that said, "Know your value and add tax."
Mm.
And so And so that bag gave me a lot of inspiration. And when I carry that bag, people are like, where you get that bag from? I say, from my life coaching class.
I love that.
And it just reminds us that no matter what we're going through, you do have value.
Mm-hmm.
Your life is value. And
Yeah.
just know that you're appreciated and you have self-worth.
You know, it is a transition to, because a lot of times we put our value in our work. That is part of our self-esteem and our self-concept. And when you lose that, you lose a part of yourself.
Yes.
So it's a struggle to figure out my worth apart from my work.
Yes. Hmm.
Mhm. And we want
Absolutely.
women to know that they have worth just because of who you are, not because of what you do. But that's a journey. That's a journey. Uh-huh. So it looks like you've taken that and you had the bag to prove it.
I got the bag.
Well, thank you for taking the time to speak with us today. I really encourage those who are watching to look at the life coaching program, whether it's something that you want to support because you know women are struggling financially and would be helped by this encouraging Christ-centered group, or perhaps you need the group and you are struggling and need that support. We want you to know that Gateway of Hope is here for you. So give us a call at 913-393-4283 or go to the website gwhope.org and click on the events page, enroll in the group. They're going to be starting in January of 2021. And we're going to make 2021 a better year, right, Thelesa?
Yes.
It can't be too much worse.
Right.
Actually, it can always get worse. So, but we're going to make it better. We're going to be part of the solution. So, won't you join us in this journey? And we hope that you partner with us. So, thank you so much. All right, thanks, Thelesa. I'll see you later.
Thank you.